Dank participant. Doe maar, ik ben weg. Ai.
Okay, everybody, welcome.
Doe maar, ik ben weg.
Hello, welcome. Here we go. Yes.
Hey, everybody, welcome.
Doe maar, ik ben weg.
Hello, welcome.
Please mute your microphone.
Hey, everybody, welcome.
Mute your microphones.
Hello, welcome.
Please mute your.
Oh my god, ik ben weg.
Very much.
Hoe moet dat nu doen?
Let me see. Okay, we're going to begin in a few moments. There's still some people coming in. There is a huge problem right now with Facebook and WhatsApp.
Kan ik dat nu terug doen?
Facebook is out. We cannot stream on Facebook right now. So we will have a lot of people disappointed tonight, but we're going to record everything. When we record, it means that if you are visible, you ask a question, then people will be able to see you. So take that into account. And if you're looking at the screen, you can choose if you want to see me alone on the screen, or if you want to see other people on the screen. First of all, wave if you can hear me well. If you can wave, let me, okay, we can begin. All right, if there is a question, a burning question at any given time, you have the freedom to disturb me. You can unmute yourself and then ask a question, and I will get back to you immediately. But if we start with the meditation, please do not interrupt. We will be doing a lot of crazy stuff today. We're gonna do some heavy karma burning, and that can have a big impact. What does it mean, big impact? It means that you may feel afterwards things are shifting. You may be dreaming tonight, different dreams. You may feel things in your body. Things will change around you. So karma burning is very, very intense. And so I'm going to begin. And for the people who are seeing this on video and the people who miss us on Facebook, on this planet, on this time, sometimes you cannot control everything. I think some of you have found out the hard way that you cannot control everything. So we will start. Let me just put on one more light here and then begin. First of all, the big question that I need to answer first, what is karma? And I think most of you have an idea what karma really is, but we might have different definitions of karma. Let me begin with explaining the way I see karma and how does this impact our lives. So when we leave this planet, what most people don't realize is that we consist of two parts. There are more, but the two most important parts is what we call the divine spirit, the higher consciousness, and the other part, I call it the recorder. It is, some people call it the soul. It's a part of us that's recording everything that's happening in our lives. And that recording, the soul, as it's also been called, can be traumatized because of things that happen. So if in this life you were tortured, you had a lot of negative experiences, that leaves an imprint on your soul, but not on your spirit. Your spirit cannot be imprinted. And some people, after they passed on, they leave the body, they go to a place where they can recover and so on. Let's see, to something. Oh, that there's a problem with YouTube. One moment, I need to check for one moment on YouTube. What's going on? Copy. No, oh, shoot. Yeah, one moment, excuse me for this. I just got a message. We're on the wrong YouTube channel. Okay, let's see. No, I can't do it now. Okay. Excuse me 1 second. I need to send a message that. Ja, dat haal ik niet meer. Kan jij het niet sharen? Ik weet niet op welke het nu zit. Als je kan sharen, graag. Maar ik heb gewoon knopjes ingedrukt. Ik weet niet welke YouTube het is. Thanks. All right. So when the soul, or when the spirit and soul leaves the body, the soul is the one that has a certain frequency. And based on what happened in this life, could be low frequencies, high frequencies, or a mix of different frequencies. What we consider to be karma is when our soul is carrying more lower frequencies when it leaves the body. So that's one thing we need to know. Negative karma means what we can say heavy frequencies. It's dragging your soul down. Heavy frequencies means you need to work harder in the next incarnation in order to become lighter. So if you were born in this life and you had a lot of bad things happening to you, it could be that you're carrying with you very heavy, very low frequencies. And you need to struggle through these frequencies in order to elevate your frequencies. So what we can call negative karma is nothing else than taking with you extra heavy weight that you need to correct. And I hope you understand what I'm saying. So, for example, I was born with heavy allergies, and these allergies came from my family. So choosing for a certain family gives you a kind of a karma. We call this family karma. So whatever family you're born into, each family has its own karma. Just know that. And this karma goes back to the previous, to ancestors. So we inherit from our ancestors certain things that we need to deal with. It is stuff that we've chosen to correct in this life. For example, in my case was allergies, but also because I'm mixed in DNA. So on my father and mother's side, we have, let's say, ancestors going back to Africa, and we have ancestors going back to Holland, and maybe some other countries as well. The African ancestors were taken as slaves away from Africa. So in that line, I've inherited a lot of anger, a lot of shame, guilt, powerlessness, and so on and so on. So these were things that I had to deal with. And I remember when I was growing up, I was always feeling inferior. And in a way that if I look back right now, makes totally no sense. But that was inherited from my, let's say, African side. Okay, so that's a form of a karma. Then you have karma, of course, the most known karma is the karma from past lives. So most people do not know that all of us have to go through all kinds of lives. We have to experience all sides of humanity. That means we need to experience how it is to be misused, how it is to be abused. At the same time, we need to experience also how it is to misuse others and abuse others. So we need to deal with both sides of the coin. And so if we've been abused in this life, we are very sensitive to injustice. So we're carrying with us that karma of the memories of being misused. If we have been abusing others, we will feel very judgmental towards people who abuse others. And also, again, we'll be very sensitive for abuse. So it's quite interesting to see the impact of past lives. But here is the point that everybody needs to understand. Every one of us has to be on all sides. It's not that you've been holy in all your past lives. You have experienced everything. You've been a criminal. You've been a saint. You've been enlightened. You've been a murderer. You have to experience all of that. Now, some people ask me, why is it that we have to experience all parts of humanity? In one of my channelings with the Archangel Michael, and we'll get into channeling a little bit later, it was explained to me that the one we know as God, the angels call God the knowledge, the one that knows everything, but has not experienced everything. So the definition of God is everything is known, but not everything is experienced. So we are experiencing certain things because God already knows it, but that's not been experienced it yet. And that goes into nature, that goes into everything. Now, that creates something quite interesting in the quantum multiverse. What most people do not know is that we are living in infinite variations of this life in this timeline. So let's say in this moment, in 2021, you have infinite parallel timelines where clones of you, or call them doppelgangers, or call them anything else you want, are experiencing a variation on your life. In one timeline, you are married with one person. In another timeline, you may be married to another person. In one timeline, you may be poor. In another timeline, you may be wealthy. In one timeline, you can be extremely happy. In another timeline, you can be extremely miserable. Now, and here's what comes in, the most important thing I'm going to tell you tonight, is that you have free choice to choose what you want to experience. And I want you to understand this clearly. You can assume with certainty that others of you in the infinite parallel timelines are already experiencing how it is to be miserable. Some of your clones are experiencing how it is to be poor. Some of your clones are experiencing how it is to be alone and depressed. The question is, do you want to experience that? Or do you want to experience how to be happy, how to be vital, how to live a long, happy life? That is your free choice. And most people are not aware about free choice. So we are trapped, we are imprisoned into, or I would call it, our habits or patterns, but we have the power to change our patterns. And there are two things we need to know. One, if you remove the heaviness of your karma, it is easier for you to change your patterns. All right, so just think about it. If you have, we call this karmic links. If you have connections to lifetimes where you have heavy vibrations, that pulls you down. And what will happen, and I know certain of you have experienced it, and maybe you want to put something in the chat, that you've been struggling sometimes for years and years, and you've been fighting to do everything you can to change your struggle. But still, you keep struggling, you keep fighting. You maybe have financial struggles, maybe you have physical struggles, maybe you have relationship struggles, maybe you have struggles with your practicing your spirituality. And whatever you do, you go to workshops, you read books, you do the best, you meditate, you do a lot of things, but you still struggle. And if you recognize yourself in this, maybe you want to put that in the chat as well, to share that you are one of the people who have been doing working really hard, but this seems like you're not getting out of the situation where you are. So that's one thing, that's one example of karma. The other example of karma is that you are in a pattern that you know you need to change. You know it with certainty, but you cannot change it. You try and try and try, but for some reason you stay stuck in the pattern. One very famous pattern is people who are, for example, addicted. They cannot stop with their addiction. They know that they're not doing the right thing and they still continue with that. So let me put this into a context for you so we understand where this is coming from. In the first part of this training, I'm going to give you more of the theory, and then we're going to start with the practice. And after that, we're going to do a guided meditation, which can call is like, Daniela says, you're talking about me. And then we're going to do a quantum jump to the timeline. And then we're going to have some discussions, some questions, and so on and so on. So let's put this in a context. We also have something called positive karma. Positive karma means that your frequencies are much lighter, that you don't have as much heavy frequencies. It's easier for you to manifest. Things seems to go much quicker and easier for you. And the magical words here, it seems like you're lucky. It seems like your life is effortless. And these are the kind of people most of us are jealous of. Have you ever seen people that you think their life is too easy, right? Okay, so the point is these people may have a different frequency in the karma. So this is where we want to go. We want to remove heavy frequencies and go into light frequencies. The other thing you need to know, and this is quite important, is there is no judgment. If you have to experience all the different variations of life, because it's a rite of passage for you to become enlightened in the long term, how can you be judged if you have to go through that? Just imagine this. If you're a child in kindergarten, you learn to play, but you're not going to be punished because you don't know how to play. You'll be invited to enjoy being played. So we need to understand there is no judgments. That's why having feelings of guilt is totally useless. Feeling ashamed, totally useless. Judging yourself, totally useless, because it is part of the game that we all have to go through the same type of, let's call it, experiences for us to understand what we are not. If you're making notes, one of the most important things you want to write down is we are living life in order to discover what we are not. Okay, that's the whole purpose of reincarnating over and over and over. And most people identify with the idea that they are three-dimensional being. Even spiritual people are still identifying with the physical part. So they may say, I am angry. You cannot be angry. The I am cannot be angry because the I am is the divine part. So you can say, a subconscious part of me is now triggered and is angry, but you yourself, the I am, cannot be angry. You cannot say I am sick because the I am cannot be sick. So if you start identifying with your divine spark, you start creating a separation between your physical three-dimensional self and your five-dimensional self. And your goal is to become 100% aware of your five-dimensional self. So every time you say, I am, you want to connect to the divine spark that you are. And the only thing that you are is a divine spark of unconditional and universal love. Everything else is what you are not. So once you understand that, you can now start to focus and becoming aware of the moments that you are not yourself. A lot of people say, I am not myself. And 100% of people say that are right, but they're never themselves. They don't shift back to being the unconditional love that they can be. They don't shift back to being the wisdom that they can be. So why do we need to meditate? Why do we need to do spiritual practice? The main reason for us to meditate and do spiritual practice is remembering who we truly are. The more we can connect to who we are, the more we can disconnect of what we are not. So the practice of meditation, most people don't understand. They think meditation is to calm your mind, to sit quiet, to do some Om, to chant and that kind of stuff. No, meditation is purely for you to reconnect with your divine original self. Just remember that, all right? Now, what's important in this time? I'm going to talk in a moment also about this whole virus crisis thing we're going through too. And what I will tell you that this is to be expected. What is happening now is completely according to what should be happening now. So most people are shocked that we're having all this stuff going on, but this is completely natural, exactly. So what we need to understand, humanity is coming now out of a certain era, and that's the era of Pisces. And it's not just something that is linked to the linear time. It is that the planet is moving in a kind of an ellipse through the space. And now we are going into the next 2000 years where we're going to be bombarded with a different type of wave energy. We're going to be bombarded with higher frequency. And when you look outside, what is happening, you will see what's called an acceleration of technology, because technology now is representing who we are. So we are becoming more capable of doing things like connecting, telepathy, seeing the future, clairvoyance, clairaudience, all those things are happening right now. So technology is representing that. At the same time, we're seeing that the planet is now being destroyed by our actions, if you believe in it or not, but we are producing a lot of toxins, a lot of plastic, and that's coming back to us. We are polluting our spaceships. But it's all exactly how it needs to be. So let's talk about Pisces for a moment. What was so typical about Pisces? Pisces was the time of suffering. Pisces was the time of sacrifice. Pisces was the time of hard work and little reward. Pisces was the time of extreme slavery, and before Pisces as well. But Pisces was guilt, shame, hard work, fear. And what we're seeing right now is the biggest collective fear of humankind for at least since World War II. In World War II, we not experienced as much fear we experience right now. So we're going through a heavy times right now. Where we're going to is Aquarius. Aquarius is a lighter energy. Aquarius is effortlessness. Aquarius is doing things that you love. You're following your heart. It is believing all is possible. Aquarius is the typical period of quantum science. So what we will seeing, we will develop more and more quantum computers. Everything is going to be computerized, everything. We will lose all parts of our privacy because the computers will be so smart that everything that happens in our life is recorded. That's the time we're going into right now. If you have a phone, your phone is listening, right? So wherever you go on internet, something is noticing. You pay with your credit card, it's registered. In China, and I was going to China 3 times a year for 2 weeks each time. Every word is face recognition. You cannot pay even, in most places, you cannot pay with money anymore. So everything is known about you. When you eat, with whom you eat, what you're doing, what you're buying, what you're seeing, everything. So in Aquarius, it is a loss of privacy. And I'm sure you already noticed. You can be talking with a friend on the street, talking about the marriage, and maybe having to buy a new dress. Immediately you will see advertisements coming up about buying the new dresses. Do you know what I'm saying? Now you can fight this. But to fight this, it means you have to go off the grid. So what we're seeing now, and I'm going to tell you, this is very important to notice. people are going off the grid. They're forming now new types of communities. This is happening more and more. People are creating sustainable communities where we live together in like-minded groups of people. This is what will be one of the biggest shifts now in our time. The more spiritual people will start moving out of the cities, create communities, living together, where they're separating themselves from tech and from all other stuff, because they understand that that is the only way in this time to keep your sanity, because everything is going to go against you. Now, so we discussed Pisces, we discussed Aquarius. What's the most important thing of Aquarius? Remember this, Aquarius is the time where hard work is not good anymore. Aquarius is the time where we have to look for ways to enjoy ourselves that are healthy and that are also, I would say, empowering our spirituality. That's what we need to understand right now. So I'm going to talk about how can we burn our karma. We'll burn a lot of our karma today, but what can you do to stay karma free? What can you do to keep on becoming lighter in energy, to become more and more empowered to live the life that you came to live? The one thing you want to write down, we call this the quantum self. And another name for that is the best version of yourself. Aquarius means that we have to work on ourselves to become the best version of ourselves we can be. And right now, in this moment, we are being tested. And we're going to go through with you in a moment how we're being tested right now and what we can do about it. Okay, first of all, what's happening with COVID right now is going back a long time ago. It's not something recently. What you may know or may not know, for example, that we have been increasing the vaccination levels in children. And in 2005, 1 in 10,000 children became autistic. Now, in 2021, 1 in 50 children are becoming autistic. And the big pharma is saying it has nothing to do with vaccinations. You can believe what you want, but I can tell you one thing, don't believe big pharma. They will tell you whatever you need to hear in order for you to become a consumer. So we have been allowing big pharma to vaccinate our children. We've been allowing the governments to force our children to be vaccinated. That has been happening for a long time. Now, what happens now with COVID-19 is that the moment this began, they also started with what we can call mass hypnosis. We've been hypnotized through fear. And if you look around now, you will see there are a lot of conflicts, even in family. Ones that are vaccinated against ones that are not vaccinated. The unvaccinated are protesting because they want the freedom back. There's a lot of unrest. There's discrimination right now. I'm in Holland, and every restaurant you go to, you need to show that you vaccinate or you need to show PCR test. But people are allowed to walk around without masks, without social distancing, while we know that people who are vaccinated still can produce the virus. Why are we discriminated when you're not vaccinated, while the people who are vaccinated who can still be having breakthrough infections, actually they're having the most infections right now? Why is that possible? Well, it's to force those who are not vaccinated still to be vaccinated. That's the game going on. You all know that, so I won't lose time with that. But let's look now at the facts. And the facts are that we are now being restricted from our freedom. And that's a fact. People are afraid for, let's put it this way, a lot of people are afraid for the vaccination. Some people are forced to get the vaccination, and because otherwise they lose their job. If they get the vaccination, they're afraid they might get sterile, they're afraid that they might get side effects. So if you're vaccinated, you get, in your conscious, you're afraid of the effects, what will happen. those that are vaccinated who are unconscious are afraid of people who are not vaccinated because they've been hypnotized to be afraid of people who are not vaccinated. So they turn against people who are vaccinated. So then we have the restrictions. So some people who are not vaccinated are afraid of the restrictions, the loss of freedom. Then we have the people who are afraid of the great reset that's going on right now because they're afraid they're going to be controlled, rightfully so. And there are no people who are afraid of sterility. Other people are afraid of rejection if you're not vaccinated. There are conflicts in family, loss of privacy. Others are afraid of future generations. Others are afraid that if you vaccinate, you're going to die in 2 or 3 years. Others are afraid of doctors. Others are afraid of misinformation. Others are afraid of conspiracy. It goes on and on and on and on. Right now, we are bombarded with low energies, low vibrations. And even if you meditate every day, even if you're doing everything right, you are still in a big collective of negative information. I just want you to know that it's not, you cannot escape. You are part of something that will definitely show you that you are in let's say, one sort of, I called it heavy karma. We all are. Now, what I want to do this evening is for us to disconnect from this collective fear, just disconnect of it. And how we then can burn the karmic links that we have. I will talk about that in a second. How can we burn ourselves free from the connections of these collective things? Also from the people in your family who are against whatever, are pro-vaccination or not. You need to free yourself from all this karmic energy and reconnect to everyone again from heart to heart. We will do a process for that. I think Julio Cosio, did you raise your hand? This is something you want to ask, Julio? Yes, go ahead. Unmute yourself and then go from there. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Hello, and first of all, happy birthday.
Thank you.
It's my first time here, and I really like to ask you one thing. I was curious about the title of this meeting, Burning Karma.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty new to these things, and wanted to ask you, why should we burn karma in a shortcut instead of burning in the way it is meant to be spent?
How is it meant to be according to you, Julio?
What, sorry?
How is it meant to be according to you?
Accepting the challenge we put ourselves, or God put ourselves, or whatever we believe, and winning the challenge, probably.
Okay, so you believe, if I understand you correctly, that burning karma has to do with facing the challenge.
Yeah, something like that, I think. Yeah.
I understand. Now the question is, and this is the question you need to answer. If facing the challenge, does it need to be heavy, or can that be also graciously, effortlessly? What do you believe? Or does it have to be heavy?
Facing challenge makes me happy, or sorry.
No, that's not my question. My question is, should facing the challenge be hard, or can it be easy?
Okay. Nice question.
You understand?
Yeah,
I'm not saying we're not facing the challenge. I'm saying, why make it hard? Do you understand? If I'm going to ask you, listen, Julio, you want to make €500,000. Do you want to work very, very hard for it? Or can I show you a way to make it easy? What would you choose?
I'll probably choose the middle way, the right difficulty that I can bear.
But you don't know what the middle way is, Julio. You don't know. You believe in yourself, it needs to be a little harder for it to be good. This is pure Pisces time. Pisces believe everything should be heavy. We should struggle. We should fight. We should never give up. This is Pisces. This is old belief. This is why the church tells us Jesus died, but you're still a sinner. You still need to confess every week. Go to the church, confess. You will always be a sinner. Okay, so that's one way to go. And I'm not objecting that people should choose to make it easy. I choose to make my life easy. I choose to live an effortless life. I choose to learn how to burn my karma fast. Because the faster I burn my karma, the more energy I get, the more I can give back. Life is not about suffering. Life is about giving your love to the world. So if I have to struggle, I'm now 68. If I have to struggle another 40 years for me to finally see the light, no. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm proposing to you, Julia, is the following. You have a choice. The choice is, do you want it the hard way? Do you want it the easy way or the middle way? That's your choice. You will never get a discussion with me, say, okay, you did it too hard. No, if you want to choose that, go for it. But I'm offering you tonight an easier way. Okay? And when the easier way comes, you have more energy to give back. That's the difference. That's what Aquarius is all about, to give back, to stop the suffering for the millions of children who have no education, for us to really share with each other the new techniques how to heal, to stop with the medicine that's killing people. That's what we're facing today.
Yeah.
And that is the hard way. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the opportunity now in Aquarius, since for thousands of years, that we have a choice that we don't need to suffer to let go of the past. That's the only option I'm offering. But if someone says, I prefer to suffer, I say, go ahead, enjoy it. But I don't want to suffer anymore. Does it make sense?
Yeah,
There's a hard way, there's a middle way, there's an easy way.
Maybe for me and someone who think like me, is not much how we want to be heard, but how much we think we deserve it to be heard. Maybe that's the hardest question.
But those are all the indoctrinations, the dogma, the beliefs, the conditioning from Pisces. That's it. So think about it. Mea culpa, mea culpa, mea culpa. Okay?
Yeah.
We need to stop with this. We need to stop suffering, because the more we suffer, the less we can give to this planet. If I am in survival mode, if I'm struggling, I cannot share my love with others because I'm focused on me. That's what I'm giving to you. But remember, you have a choice. And if you want to burn it the heavy way, I bless you. And I pray for you that one day you will wake up and say, enough suffering. I am done suffering. And then you can choose for another path. Here's what, when you choose for another path, you're going to go through your evolution much faster. And the whole process of evolution is to overcome your challenges in a way that you come out strong, not come out weak. You do not believe that cancer is a way to pay for your karma. You do not believe that having a heart attack is a way to pay for your karma. We need to stop believing those kind of things. That's why I'm offering this as my gift of birthday to anyone who wants that. Make sense?
Thank you very much for the answer. Really
You're very welcome, Julia.
enlightening. Yeah.
Thank you for asking the question. Okay, let's continue. So we're living in a time where what Julia just said is so important for us to understand, that they want us to believe that pain and suffering is the way out, that feeling guilty and feeling bad is the way to, clearing your soul. It is not true. That's why we're being bombarded with heavy negative karmic energy right now. So if you are seeing this as a workshop, I'm going to give you now some things that you want to write down before we start clearing the karma in a moment. Number one is, and I call this to identify your karma. So think about the conflicts you have in your life right now. Do you have conflicts with money? Do you have conflicts with health? Are you suffering in your relationships? Have you had very I would say, painful relationships and breakups? Are you living in fear? Are you angry? Are people able to trigger you? Are people able to, yes, get under your skin? Are people able to make you feel small, intimidate you? So what are the things, the conflicts in your life you're facing right now that you feel that is taking away from you your power? Whatever it is, write it down, because then we can have a focus on when we start burning your karma, we'll bring all of that back up. So if you, or you can think about, let's begin with the conflicts also on health. Do you have any struggle with chronic types of disease, anything that's bothering you for a long time? Maybe you went to doctors, maybe you've done other therapies and whatever. So what in health are you suffering with? What is difficult for you to heal in your health? Then money-wise, what are your struggles with money? Is it never enough? Or do you have money, then you lose it again, or things break down, or you have to work very hard for your money, you cannot save money, or you cannot do the things that you love to do? What is it with money right now? What are your financial problems right now? And maybe you have enough, but maybe just enough for yourself. Maybe you want to give more, maybe you want to help more, maybe you want to make a bigger contribution to this planet, but you don't feel you have the abundance to do so. What are the struggles with money right now? Then look at relationships. What are your struggles in relationships? Some of you may be not in relationships anymore, and it may be a choice because you've been hurt in relationship in the past. Maybe you feel rejected. Maybe you didn't meet the right partner. Maybe you were with a narcissist, someone who abused you. There's so many things that we can have a relationship. Maybe you are in a relationship, but you feel this is not the relationship you should be in. Maybe you're in a relationship, but you don't feel seen and understood or cared for or appreciated. Maybe you're in a relationship where you feel that you're by yourself, that certain things are happening, but you don't feel you can share with your partner. So also write those things down. And then are you struggling with your health in any way? We already covered some of that. But then let's also go to spirituality. What are you struggling in with spirituality? What are the things that you feel difficult in spirituality? Maybe you want to connect to your guides. Maybe you want to connect to your higher self. Maybe you want to connect to ascended masters, but you have intuition, but you don't trust your intuition. Maybe you hear voices, but you don't know if you can trust those voices. There's so many things in spirituality where people feel stuck because they don't have the guidance. A lot of people don't have the guidance in spirituality. They have a lot of questions and they go to all kinds of workshops and they feel confused. What are your fears? Now in COVID time, if you look around you, what gets close to you? What are the things that affect you? If you're not vaccinated, what are the things that you're fearing? If you're vaccinated, what are the things that you're fearing? Are you believing that people who are not vaccinated are a danger for you? If you believe that, I got good news for you. They're not, because sooner or later, the people who are not vaccinated will develop immunity. And right now, especially in Holland, the hospitals are not even full. And people are walking around without masks, all this kind of stuff. And the hospitals are going crazy. So there are things going on that are just not true. Now, what makes you angry? This is a very big one. Anger is the most self-destructive energy that exists when you do not allow it to be ventilated. So what are the things that make you angry? For me, it was the injustice of this time, the lies, the lockdowns, the use of masks, the pushing of vaccinations, the forcing people with stories that are not true, the misinformation. That made me really angry and upset. And I use this anger to help people, by creating workshops and creating homeopathic vaccinations, all those kind of things. So anger must be used into action, and you need to take the anger and say, okay, what is it that I have to do in order for this anger to be functional? The next thing is, what else does trigger you in life? What are the things that trigger you in your life? For me, if someone, it used to be a trigger when someone accused me of something that is not true. I don't mind being accused if it's true. If it's not true, it's a big trigger for me. And my pattern was to go into defense. And what I've learned now, I don't care anymore. I'm immune to negativity. I'm immune to what people think, believe, or don't believe. So it no longer triggers me. The only person I'm not immune to yet is my wife. I'm still working on my immunity there, but she can still say things that can totally piss me off. But the truth is that when that happens, I love it, because I know there's something I can heal in myself. So I don't blame her for anything, because she can just be herself, but I can go inside and ask myself which part of me is still triggered by what she just said or what she's doing. So I see it as therapy. So if you take that in your mind, that anyone who can trigger you is at the same time opening up a door for you to heal yourself. So that's a very important thing for me. And I don't have anyone else at this moment that can trigger me. So that's where you want to be. You want to be totally immune for that. You want to be shameless, because shame is a trick that's been used by parents and others in order for us to feel bad. So if you still have shame for your body, or shame for your sexuality, or shame for your desires, that's something you want to become shameless, totally shameless. Now, if you know that's number one. Number two, what are the toxic people in your life? What are the people in your life that can disempower you? You want to make a list of those people. The people, this can be people that you love by it can be your parents. It can be a brother or sister. It can be a friend. I have a friend who I must honestly say, I am still friends with her, because she's a professional victim. And any day, every day, she finds reasons to be a victim. And I'm studying her. When in the beginning, she used to absolutely trigger me. And now I can listen to her and not be triggered anymore. All right. And now we are in a different state. Now, when I come and I tell her something, I'm noticing that she listens better than when I was triggered. So in the beginning, she was toxic, but she's no longer toxic. So toxic people are only toxic as long as they can affect you. The moment you work on yourself enough, there are no toxic people. And my mother used to be toxic for me. I couldn't spend 5 minutes with her, and until she was not toxic anymore. She became not toxic by me working on myself. Does it make sense? So there are no toxic people unless you are still vulnerable, unless you have wounds, and because of that reason are toxic. Who are the people that you know you have karma with? I know that I have karma, for example, with a few of my brothers. It's just that since we were small, I have one brother, I have always a conflict with him. No matter what I do, there will always be a conflict. So that's a karmic relationship. And what that means is that you need to keep working on that relationship until there's no more conflict. And also part of that is the question, can you forgive them? And sometimes we cannot forgive them. And we think they've done something to us. So if you've been assaulted in the past, for example, if you've been raped or you've been abused physically or whatever, then you still have a karmic link with the person who has done you pain or suffering. And as long as you don't clear that karma, you are connected to that person. So I'm going to briefly talk about karmic links. What is a karmic link? A karmic link normally is from your chakras to another person's chakras. Okay, so it can be, let's say you had an intimate relationship, but the sexual part didn't go well, or there were some problems there, or you felt bad. And after this partnership broke up, and if you did not clear that connection, you can still be influenced by the other person. So a karmic link means that we're still resonating with people who we had some form of intimate relationship with. And with intimate relationship, I don't mean only sexual relationships, but I also mean close relationships. So if you had a friend and you broke up in a big fight and it was not cleared, you still have a karmic relationship with that friend. If you had a divorce and you did not clear the problems of that marriage, you still have a karmic link with that. If you have an ex-partner that hurt you very much and you didn't clear it, you still have a karmic link with that. If you had parents who you felt that they were not loving to you, even if they died, you will still have a karmic link with that. So a karmic link is through time. It is not only in the linear time. So even if your parents are not here anymore, but if one of the parents, you had a conflict with them, or for both, you still have karmic links with them. So we need to clean the karmic links as well. A karmic link is a form of karma. And what happens in a karmic link is if the other person is suffering, that energy is passed on to you. And let's check if that's something that you may recognize. Who of you has ever been going to sleep feeling very well, you have no problems, you are happy and so on, and you wake up the next morning and you don't feel well? Who of you ever felt that? And okay, so if you had this, it means that during the night, you were exposed to heavy lower energies. If you have karmic links, that's how you get low energy. It lowers your immune system. Before I removed all my karmic links, I would have situation, I'm happy going to bed, the next morning, I just feel bad. Now I've cut all the karmic links. I only feel bad if I drink too much alcohol. If I drink 2 bottles of champagne, I can wake up the next morning and then I will feel bad like I felt before. So I don't do that anymore. Just trust me, it's too much. Does it make sense? So that's a karmic link. The next thing that is karma is, what are the lessons you have not learned? Think about it. Have you learned? Sandy said you drink quality champagne. Even with eating 2 bottles, I really want to know. I've drunk champagne, biological champagne, all of that, trust me. But you know, I know half a bottle is enough for me. So I don't drink 2 bottles anymore, only on a party. Okay, let's go back to the lessons. What are the lessons you didn't learn? Maybe, you know, in relationships, I have still lessons to learn. That could be the case. Maybe in money, you have lessons to learn. For example, my lesson to learn with money is that I was never saving money. So the most important lesson I could learn was to save money and to start building assets. And that was a lesson, to learn more how money works. That's something I had no idea about, and keep making the same mistakes again, and so on and so on. So I had to learn in relationships. For example, when I read the book, The 5 Love Languages, I immediately understood why many of my relationships fail, because I was not speaking the right love language. I'm more auditory person, so I like to say things, but there are many people, they don't hear that. They need to be touched. They need quality time. They need to get gifts, or they need you to do acts of service. So for me, the biggest lesson in relationships was when I met Joy 10 years ago. Joy is big on quality time. For me, to spend time with someone without having an agenda. What are we going to talk about? What are we going to do? What is the plan? What are the steps? I mean, don't say anything. Okay. So, but I'm also kinesthetic. So what I start doing in quality time, I start giving Joy foot massage. Now I could do something and give something back, and then we can talk about whatever comes up. So in relationships, we need to know which is our love language. I want to hear Joy tell me that she loves me. She can do everything else, but if she doesn't tell me she loves me, I don't feel love. And so each one of us have a love language that is more dominant than the other. So you need to find out what is your love language. So number one is affirmations, you want to hear it. Number two is kinesthetic, you want to feel it. And let me see, number three is quality time. You want to spend time together, you know, walk in the woods, go drink coffee, tea. Number four is gifts. Some people like to receive little gifts. So you need to give them gifts and they feel loved. And others are, if you do an act of service, let's say, if I take out the garbage, Joy loves seeing me with a vacuum cleaner. She always tells me how sexy I look when I'm having a vacuum cleaner going to the house. Yeah, that's, you guys are laughing, but this is true. So this is act of service. So find out for yourself, what is your dominant channel? And if you're in a partnership, what is the dominant channel of your partner? So maybe you have lessons to learn about your health. Maybe you need to change your diet. Maybe you need to exercise more. Maybe you need to meditate more. Maybe you need to sleep more. What are the lessons you're not learning? You may be stuck in habits. Another big level of karma, number 4, is self-care. Many people talk about self-love. I don't talk about self-love because self-love for me is self-care. And self-care means, what am I willing to do for myself, for my body, for my sanity, for my health? What am I willing to do for that? I'm crazy with massage, but do I make the time to go for a massage? Because it costs time. So when we're living in America, we'll have someone come to the house or whatever. So what is your self-care? And what can you do more in self-care? And so I've started using aromatherapy, because aromatherapy, now I can test which one is good for me. And before I was lazy. Now I use every day an aromatherapy and so on. I have special lights I can meditate with. I listen to certain videos. I go to certain workshops. Number 5, what are your weaknesses? So for example, do you dare to speak your truth no matter what? Are you, let's say, courageous enough to stand up for what you believe in? You know, here in these COVID times, for me, I stood up, and I've been with a partner, I had to pay 35,000 euros for just speaking my truth. Now that's painful, if you understand that, you know, you want to try to help people and the government is just giving you fines for speaking your truth. Then the question is that way doesn't work for me anymore. So then I rather send people emails or make little videos. But if I say that there are remedies that you can cure yourself very easily, I have to pay the price for that. So you need to find a way to speak your truth. Are you a pleaser? Do you please others? Are you someone who makes yourself small? Are you intimidated by others, etc., etc.? So what are your weaknesses? Because you want to change your weaknesses into a strength. We're going to help you with that in this workshop. What are the actions you're not taking? What are the important things you need to do, but you're not doing? A lot of people postpone certain things. So what are the actions you should be taking? And we already spoke about that. Number 7 is your forgiveness list. Have you forgiven the people who have caused you suffering? All right, so these are a few things. Now, in a moment, we're going to start with, first we're going to start with what's called an activation. The activation is, I see there's some questions. Let me just look in the chat for a moment. Somebody says, Joy wants a Turbo S. I speak way too about COVID doesn't help. Yeah, COVID is a tough one. That people don't believe you. The people are being hypnotized. So that's I can imagine that. Someone said, I'm vaccinated, but I understand both the scared parts. Okay. I'm the only one without vaccination. I keep that away. Okay, yeah, those are the things we're dealing with. There's still some mics on. If you have your mic on, please turn it off. So put yourself on mute. There was a request from Bettina. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Emery says, postpone, shame. Okay, those are your sabotage things. Okay, especially for you, Emery. Let me tell you a little bit about shame. Shame is a technique that has been used to keep us small. I want to say just one thing, because I'm not going to go deep into that. There's a system created on this planet, and it starts with the schools, and goes on with media, it goes on in the way we work, in the way we have been conditioned to believe. And if we are ashamed or feel guilty, we keeps ourselves small. So it's a technique that's being used. You should be ashamed of yourself. So what I teach people is to become shameless, because there's nothing to be ashamed of. Remember what I said, we all came to this planet to discover what we are not. We all came to this planet to remember who we are. Those are the two things you want to remember. There is not such a thing as a spiritual path. There are only spiritual principles. The spiritual principles are very simple, is to find the path towards yourself. That's all spirituality is about. The way you do it, the tools you use, that's up to you. In my case, I prefer, Julia puts on the mask. Thank you for saving all of us, Julia. But the tools that you use to become lighter is infinite. There are many teachers who will teach you beautiful tools and technique, but the goal is always and only for you to become who you are. That's all it is. I follow now what they call quantum science. In quantum science, there are a few things that I want to tell you about, and then we can start with the practice. In quantum science, there are a few laws. Law number one is the law of resonance. The law of resonance says that if you want to create a certain specific life, you need to know what frequency you need in order for that life to be created by the universe. If you do not know quantum, you will go and force yourself to get what you want. Okay, just remember that. Most people are forcing themselves to get what they want. What does that mean? They will work hard. They will sacrifice their health. They will sacrifice their relationship. They will sacrifice their sleep in order to become successful. So let's give success a new definition. For me, success is walking the path towards myself with grace, ease, and joy. That is my definition of spirituality. To walk the path towards myself, to become my authentic self with grace, ease, and joy. That is success for me. Not what I achieve, not what I do, not what people think of me, not how many people have helped. Am I capable to realize my dreams, whatever they are, and my dreams can change over time? Can I do it with grace, ease, and joy? That's success for me. If I achieve a goal or not, that's totally not interesting, because the goal that I have are nothing else than to create an obstacle path towards being me. So if I say, I want to help 10 million children in Africa, I've created an obstacle course for myself. If I say, I want to save the dolphins, I have created an obstacle course for myself. Does everyone understand what I mean? So when you make a goal, you have created an obstacle course. And then that's what Julia was also talking about. So now these obstacles are the ones that are going to challenge you. And the way that you want to be challenged is for you to go through the challenge, to the obstacles with grace, ease, and joy. So you can say learning, there are two ways of learning. One learning is the way of doing it. It's heavy, it is a struggle, or learning can be fun. That is the choice that you have in your life. You have to decide right now, do I want to make learning fun? Do I want to enjoy my path? The path is always the same for everybody. No, sorry. The goal is always the same for everybody, no exception, is to discover who you are not, to become who you are, who you've always been, the person, the intellect, the wisdom, the love that you are when you leave this planet. How you get there, that is different. So when people talk about the soul's mission, it is an obstacle path that they have chosen because it gives them fun. It's a passion. So most people say, follow your heart. If you follow your heart, you will do things that makes your heart happy. That is what follow your heart means. But any path you go, all lead to the same purpose. And that's why we keep coming back, because we get stuck on a path. Maybe we came halfway and then we stop to finish or we die. So I hope this is clear. In quantum, we know one thing, and that is that we want to walk this path with the least expense of energy. When we can walk a path with the least expense of energy, that is life-giving. When we walk a path with resistance or struggle, that is life force taking. So then the chances that you get sick are being increased. And when you get sick, that's another obstacle path you've created. So disease is an obstacle path in itself. Disease means that you've been doing something that is against you. You've been doing something taking away your life force. And the disease is for you to discover what have you been doing that's taking away your power. And then when you do that, again, you can go back to being powerful. There's some questions. In this period, I feel my wheels are going fast, but I'm stuck in the sand. Anger, injustice, self-sabotage. I want to start moving again with ease, grace, joy, and a lot of fun. Okay, Gianluca, it's very important that in the morning, when you wake up, you need to set an intention for today. Every day again, you need to set an intention how you want to experience your day. That's how you have to start in the morning. Why is that? When we set an intention in the morning, we now have that we are training our consciousness to observe if we are aware of how we are behaving during the day. So if I wake up in the morning and I set my intention that no matter what happens, I stay loving, I stay kind, I stay respectful, I stay giving, and I stay forgiving, then when something happens during the day that is not in this context of me being me, immediately I become aware of that. And when I become aware of that, I can change it, okay? And Gianluca, what happens is now you are unconscious incompetent to have, you're stuck in your anger, injustice, and self-sabotage. So start the morning and say, today, I'm going to release, let go of my anger, my feeling of injustice, my self-sabotage. Today, I'm going to feel love. Today, I'm going to be giving. Today, I'm going to be focused to notice why I'm angry. And immediately when I notice I'm angry, I'm going to stop and breathe and go inside and heal myself. And so on and so on. Use my tools. I know you have the tools, Gianluca, to do that. Now, Arshana asks, how do I clear the karmic link with others? Is there a sentence or ritual, something else I can do? Forgive the same as cutting cords. Yeah, cutting karmic links is the same as cutting cords. We're going to do that in this session. There are many ways to do that, but it's quite easy. It's a decision, but there are a few things you need to do. For me, it has been meditating and sending a nice thought on who you use to struggle with. Absolutely. So, intention. Let's talk for a moment about intention, because in a moment we're going to start making your intention for this, let's say, this mini sessions we're doing together. An intention, you need to send out only once, okay? You don't need to send an intention out 100 times. The universe hears your intention. What's important in the intention is to be sure you are not sending out a biased intention. What is a biased intention? A biased intention is when you're sending out two messages. One message is, I want to be, for example, healthy. And the next message is, I don't think my disease is curable. Does everyone understand that? So the moment the doctor said you have to live with this for the rest of your life, but you're sending out the intention, I want to be healed, but at the same time, you're having doubts if you can be healed. That's a biased intention. So intention needs to be very clear. The second thing is that you want to send out the intention, preferably in the theta brain state. And what is the theta brain or the theta brain state? It is when you're relaxed. So if you're really upset and you're busy and you say, okay, let me send out my intention now, also it is not a pure intention. It means you need to take time to sit, to clearly know what is the intention, maybe visualize the intention, feel it, and then you send it out. I'm going to show you a different way to send out the intention. So our brain state needs to be calm. Very important for intention. So then you are tapped into a channel that is clear. So if you're running around, you're doing exercise and you're sending out an intention, not a great idea. You want to be sitting down, you want to be grounded to the earth, you want to be calm, and then you send out the intention. The best moment to send out the intention is in the morning when you're waking up and when you're going to sleep at night. Yeah? So in the morning, you send out the intention. How do you want to create this day? That is number one. How do you want to feel at the end of the day? So not only as sending out the intention of what you want to create, but also how you want to go to bed in the evening. That's one important step. Now, intention needs to also have a certain intensity. So if you say, it would be nice for me to have a nice house on the beach and live there, that doesn't have an intensity. You understand what I'm saying? You need to really go there. You need to feel your heart's desires. You need to bring up these elevated emotions, the gratitude, the feeling of joy that you're going to experience with the intention. With that, you are now increasing the intensity of the intention. Is it clear for everyone? So if I just are like very relaxed, spontaneous, my intensity is lower. You see a nice car passing by. Oh, I would love to have that car. That's not an intention. That's a desire. Does everyone understand the difference? If you want to set this intention, you close your eyes, you're sitting in this car, you're driving the car, and you feel grateful. And you say, wow, I am so happy that I'm driving this car. That's a correct intention. That's an intention with intensity, okay? Now, let's say you make 3,000-4,000 euros net a month, but your dream car cost 200,000 euros, and there's no way that you can afford the car that you desire. So if you see the car and you say, oh, I would love to drive in this car, but it's too expensive, you messed up your intention. Do you ever understand that? So you are not allowed to make thoughts, can I afford this or not? You need to go to the timeline where you are driving this car. You don't need to know to how. Most people are too much worried. How can I, what am I doing? If you know to how, it is not a quantum. It is just a plan. Quantum means you do not need to know how you're going to do it. Quantum means the only thing you need to know is the goal you want to go to. What is my goal? What is it what I want to achieve? How do I feel when I achieve this goal? That's technically quantum. Now, once you sent out your intention, the second part is what I call the work. The work you need to do. And the work is based on the law of resonance. If I want to be financially independent, then I need to know what it is to be financially independent. How does it feel like? What am I doing? What kind of life am I living? What's my lifestyle? What kind of luxury level do I want to have? You know, all these details of what you want to manifest, you need to know, because then you know how to feel like that. So for example, many people say, oh, I want to be a millionaire, but they have no clue what kind of millionaire. How do you feel when you're a millionaire? They believe if you have a million, everything is okay. There are many millionaires on this planet, you won't even know they're millionaires. So what does it mean to be a millionaire? What are the things you're getting from being a millionaire? Is it the feeling of financial freedom? Is it the feeling I can, give gifts to my mother or parents? Is it the feeling I can have more luxury? The million is not so important as the details what the million will give you. Because is it a million? Maybe you can do it with much less. Everything you desire that is qualified in amount of money, you need to describe it in feelings. How would I feel when I'm living this life? How is my heart? And so on. Now, some people make a distinction between ego goals and heart goals. I will tell you, do not make the distinction. The universe doesn't care if you have an ego goal or you have a heart goal. The universe doesn't care at all. Only you believe my goal should not be based on ego. I do not know who told you that or why. Why can't you have ego goals? As long as you know it's the goal of my ego, and my ego loves to be happy. My ego loves beautiful cars, beautiful houses. Do I need it to be happy? No. I can be happy in a tent. I can be happy driving a small car. That's not the problem. But if I have the choice, I would like to have a nice car. Why not? Because everyone sends a difference. So it is not if it's ego or heart makes a difference. What makes a difference is how are you going to go about getting your goals? Are you going to do it in a win-win-win situation? Are you going to abuse people? You're going to use all kinds of smart manipulation techniques to get your goals? That is the only karma that you need to worry about. Here's the point. If my ego gets happy, I will have elevated emotions. If my heart gets happy, I will have elevated emotions. And it's much easier to create with elevated emotions the things that you want. The things that you don't want are easy to create with a lower vibration. When you're angry and pissed off and you are afraid, you are creating more things to be angry about, more fears to have. But you're also creating. In both ways, you're creating. That's why it's so important to create from elevated emotions, because when you create from elevated emotions, you get things that will keep your emotions elevated. If you create from lower emotions, you will get things that keep you in lower emotions. That's all it is. It has nothing to do with karma. It has to do with vibrations and frequencies. So what have we learned so far? We learned what is karma. We learned a little bit about karmic links. We learned a little bit of intentions. We learned a little bit of parallel timelines. And we learned that when we set our intention, it needs to have intensity and it needs to be unbiased. That's very important. And as an example, I want to give you, when I was 18 years old and very depressed, a song of Carlos Santana changed my life, took me out of depression. And it was a song, it was the B-side of Black Magic Woman from Carlos Santana. And the B-side was Samba Pati. And it was the music that took me out of depression. And then when I was completely out of depression, I felt so much gratitude that I said, and I was 18 years old, I didn't know anything I know now. I said, one day, I would love to thank Carlos Santana for making this song. I sent it out. I forgot about the whole thing, never thought about it again. Imagine 33 years later, I'm on the phone with someone I know very well. She's a kind of friend of mine. Her name is Dr. Ellen Cutler. She lives in San Francisco. I've helped her through a divorce. She was very, very excited and grateful for that. And she called me up one day and she said, Roy, I spoke with you with a friend of mine, Deborah, and Deborah would like for you to do a session with her. And I say, Ellen, I love you, but I have no time. I'm now really, really busy. I'm not taking any clients. And then she said, I think you want to take this client. I said, I don't think so. She said then, Deborah is the wife of Carlos Santana. The next day, I flew to San Francisco. I had plenty of time. I had all the time in the world, all right? Just for you to know. So I sent out an intention. 33 years later, I am sitting alone in a studio with Carlos Santana for 4.5 hours. So sending out the intention is once, but it has to be unbiased and it has to have a strong intensity. That's number one. Now, can you speed up the manifestation of the intention? That's the question. And the answer is yes, by becoming the person who is living that dream. That's all you need to do. If you want to become super rich, you need to know how it feels to be super rich. Every day you need to tap into those feelings. Every day you need to go into those frequencies. And you have to do that every day for at least 20 minutes. If you do that, your frequencies are now going up and they're going to be matching the frequencies of the timeline. So if these are two timelines, this is the timeline where you're living now. This is the timeline where you want to go to, or the other way around. So this one is going at a certain frequency. This is going slower. This is going faster. Now you want them to go to the same frequencies, and then you become the same as the other one. And now the universe has a problem. You have become what we say an anomaly in the universe. The universe needs to correct the problem. It needs to create a synchronicity for that to happen with what you're vibrating with. So that's why creation is effortless. It doesn't matter how big the dream is. What's important is that you start to vibrate with that frequency. And part of that is, that's why we are going to burn the karma. And let's see here. I know you like the Panamera for the price of Fiat Uno. That's true. Every time I see too many channels, what helps me is looking forward, link them, act like that I found my weak parts and work together with them, accepting them, understand what they're useful for, what disequilibrium they balance, and so on, and they used to vanish away. That's the path that always led me to successful peace, joy coming from comprehension and flowing. That was Julia. Nice, nice. Loredan saying, for me, it's difficult when I have challenges one after the other, then I freak out despite the tools I have. This morning, I started to kick the garage door with karate kicks in front of the surprise UPS delivery man. I had reached my end and did control myself. I would have done much worse. Okay, you're on your way. Now, when it's very challenging, Always remember to start to, here's the little formula that you need to remember, Loredana. You've created a challenge. You created more challenges. You need to go back to the pattern. Why am I creating challenge on challenge? Why am I doing that? Is it because I feel that I'm not worthy of having the success that I desire? Is it some karma, or is it some belief that I don't deserve, or whatever? There has to be a reason for the pattern. And that's what you need to work on. And I can, knowing you a little bit, I can say that somewhere in your youth, there's a little girl, a little Loredana there, that had a little traumatic experience that's never been resolved. And for that reason, that little Loredana that lives in you, she's maybe 3 to 5 years old, still believes that she needs to prove to the world that she's worthy of love. She needs to work very hard. She needs to give everything. She needs to struggle in order to prove that she's worthy of love. That's the little girl that needs to be healed. And here's the other thing that you need to know, Loredana. All the work you've done so far has not been done for nothing. You have been chipping, like step by step, polishing parts of the diamond. But until something changes on a core level, you will not get the full benefits of all the work you've done. And if I look at myself, they told me everything I've done in the past, all the challenges I've been through, is just what was necessary for what is coming now. By understanding all the pain, all the suffering that they went to, I'll be able to help people better in the future. So sometimes suffering does have a positive intent the moment we cross the bridge. Once we're on the other side of the bridge, sometimes we're so happy and content that we forgot all the times we suffered. So cherish your suffering, not because you're masochistic, but cherish it because you've walked the path of the diehards. And what I love most about you, Loredana, is that you don't give up. You may be kicked down, but you will get up again. You will go again, and you are unstoppable on your path. That is your biggest quality. And the one thing that is the hardest for you is that life seems so unfair. That's the biggest thing you're struggling with. And the reason for that is that your soul has been imprinted in a dimension where everything was fair. But right now you landed in this world with a sensitive soul where the world is totally unfair. And you're fighting to go back to your world. And that is the biggest challenge you're facing right now. But you have to know that it is worth it. Sooner or later, you will get there. And the one tip I can give you for now is to start calling upon your world to support you, to bring in. You will discover what that world is. The son that you have is from that world. Okay, so once you understand your relationship with your son, you understand also why you're his mother, because you're from the same world, the same dimension. That's why he's chosen you to be with you. And you've given him tremendous gifts. Just know that. You've opened doors for him that otherwise would not be possible. So also receive that as a blessing and for all the good you've done. And that's why he's with you. He's your blessing. Just remember that. Okay, so take that with you. Thank you for sharing that. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Roy.
You're welcome, sweetie. And someone said I want to be the best channel I can be after finishing. Oh, Mary, you will be. You just need to find more ways to channel for people. I got a great picture of my quantum timeline, me acting like an angel on earth with lots of children life around me. Now I'm confused. I don't know my next steps. And we had all kids around me are very unhappy in the school situation. That's for Michaela Bauer. Now, here's the point, Michaela Bauer. A quantum timeline is another timeline. Where you are now in your timeline and where you want to go, still a lot of work needs to be done. You need to become that person. You will be that angel on earth. It just need to keep on going. We're living in the darkest time of humanity before Aquarius right now. And the time it will become darker. We have not reached the deepest point yet. We are still in the processing right now. The other side is not finished. The darkness has to come out right now. And for us as light workers, we are being called to duty. I want you to understand that we've been called to duty. And most of you are on this call today or in a call later. You are on this call because you've been called to duty. The planet needs you. The planet needs your light. The planet needs your love. The planet needs your healing. The planet needs your positivism. The planet needs your optimism. The planet needs you not to get into the low frequencies where other people are, where the fear is. The planet needs you to keep a high frequency, to keep on connected to the best version of yourself. When you keep doing that, and enough people are doing that, then we can change this time. It will take time to change this time. I know that. But if enough of us keep on connecting to the divine frequency that we are, we will overcome. We will be able to heal. We will not burn karma only for ourselves. We will be burning karma for all the people suffering. And I will teach you how to keep on burning karma for them with just 10, 15 minutes a day. It will benefit you, but it will benefit the planet. Every time you do something as a light being, you're doing it for the planet. You may be thinking you're doing it for yourself, but every time you raise your frequencies, you're raising your frequencies to make a difference on this planet. Just remember that. You're doing it for yourself, but at the same time, as a light being, you have chosen to live in these times because you're going to make a difference. Now comes the part that is tough for some of you to bear, is you will make so much difference that you will not always get the reward for that. I want you to know that. I've done a lot of good on this planet, but I am not looking for getting rewarded for that, because my reward is not in what people tell me. My reward is not the money. My reward is knowing that I'm doing my best. My reward is knowing that when I'm meditating, when I'm getting up, doing what I'm doing, that I'm also doing this for this planet. I'm doing this for the ancestors. I'm doing this for the 7 generations that come after us. That is who we are. No matter what you believe or not, you are not just somebody trying to do the best you can. You came to this time because you knew you're going to make the difference. Some of you will notice the difference you're making. Some of you may not notice a lot of the difference you're making. But do know that every time you do something, or when you elevate your frequencies, anytime you do that, you're doing for everyone else. Every time you're friendly and loving to someone who is in stress, you're doing it for the planet. Every time you say something nice to a person, you're not talking to the person, you're putting frequencies on this planet. And that's our job. Our job is to be the light. Our job is to shine our light. Our job is to show people how to shine their light so they will be invited to shine their light as well. And that's why we're doing what we're doing. Some of us get paid for it. Some of us don't get paid for it. It doesn't matter. Just being you is the difference that you can be. Okay, so just take that with you. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about who can you trust. Here's the whole point. The world has changed for one reason only. For you to discover there's only one person you can trust, and that's yourself. No matter what I say, no matter what anybody else is saying, you need to be able to know if you can trust yourself. If something that I say resonates with you, it might be for you. If something doesn't resonate with you, it might not be for you. Trust that. I'm not saying that the truth that I'm speaking is your truth. The truth that I'm speaking is my truth. The truth that I'm speaking may yet not be your truth, or you maybe already have another truth that is maybe on another level. I am the last one to tell you that my truth is better than your truth. The discussion I want to have with you is my truth more fun than your truth? My truth is a lot of fun. If my truth is more fun, more grace, more effortless, you maybe want to know more about my truth. That's all I'm saying, okay? I want to create a life based on the truth of love, fun, grace, and ease. My truth is super. So I'm sharing my truth with you in the hope that you will also have a super truth, no matter what the path you're walking. That if you can wake up in the morning with the same enthusiasm that I have, if you can go to bed with the same enthusiasm that I have, your truth is great. If it's not, maybe you want to adapt some of my truth. That's all I'm saying, okay? But here's the point. Your truth, you can only know it if you feel it in your heart. If your heart is become lighter, if your heart has become brighter, if your heart is dancing with joy, if your heart is saying yes, watch out for your head, because your head is the one that will come with, wait a minute, wait. It cannot be this easy. You cannot be successful effortlessly. No, you have to work, even if it's a little bit. It's not true, because I will prove to you next year, you will know that all I've said is based on the laws of quantum, not the laws of spirituality. All that I've learned, I didn't learn from masters. I learned it from channeling. I learned it from using Joy, my wife, to channel for me. Every time I had a question, if I need to know, do I go left or right? And I couldn't tune into my heart, I would ask Joy to channel the question for me. And if I resisted the answer, I still will do it, because if I didn't do what was told to me, I always ended up with pain, no exception. Then the desire came to me, I don't want to depend on Joy. I feel, every time I'm going to ask her, please, do you have 5 minutes for me? And then, no, I'm cooking right now. I get a little impatient. Then I have to ask again. I don't like depending on people. That's my karma for now, right? So I needed to learn how to channel for myself. All right. And also, that's why Joy and I created a channeling course of 100 days where people can learn how to channel for themselves. That has been the biggest blessing I've received so far, because when we teach people how to channel, we're giving them their power back, because we are all born with two sets of senses. One are our normal physical senses. The other ones are called our astral senses. And our astral senses are much more powerful than our physical senses, because our physical senses are very limited. Once we can tune into astral senses, then we are guided. I'm going to do exercise with you tonight that I don't even know yet what I'm going to do. The only thing I know is that they will guide me through the process. So I will give you the best I can give you in the now. But I do not need to know exact details what I'm going to do. And that's what we call extrasensory perception. I allow them to use me to pass on the message to all of you that they want to pass on. Now you can ask me, who are they? Well, at this point, it's a collective of the higher selves of all of you and some masters. This is not me, this is not my higher self, it's a collective, because in that message, there needs to be something for each one of you that you can take with you that will make the change for you. All right, so let me explain what we're going to do now in the rest of our time. First, I'm going to teach you. First, we're going to look at let me repeat. First, we're going to set our intention, okay? in a moment. I'm going to teach you a breathing exercise. Then we're going to do a activation from a friend of mine, Janos. I can tell you everything about it, but for 15 minutes, you're going to be looking at the screen, and there's going to be only sound and certain music, and that will open up your pineal gland, and it will open up yourself to be able to burn your karma much faster. Before I had this, it would take me normally 3 to 4 hours to work really hard to burn the karma we're living in today. With the activation of my friend Janos, we can do it in less than 15 minutes. Okay, so that's why that's important. And then we will start the breathing for another 15 minutes. And then we will feel the vibrations, and we will make a quantum jump to the timeline where you are experiencing the best version of you. So there are two things I need to do before we can start. One is to teach you the breathing, what kind of breathing we're going to do and why. And then the next step is just, again, give you the procedure one more time. Okay, this breathing I'm going to teach you now, and some of you may know it, was given to me by a Buddhist monk by the name Charn Charno, and he lives in Thailand. And later on, he stopped me of doing it his way for the simple reason I changed a few things in it because of what we learned in channeling, how to make the breathing even more effective. If you would go to this Buddhist monk, the first time you start breathing, you will breathe for 4 hours non-stop, okay? And I can tell you, if you do that, you will not even be able to remember your name. After that, you are on another planet, just for you to know. My wife, Joy, after 4 hours, she went into deep karma burning. She was sick for a whole week. She was in bed for 3 days with fever, heavy fever. And we went to Thailand. After Thailand, we went to China. And we arrived in China. Joy was in a wheelchair. I thought it was fantastic because we didn't have to stand in line, but I was not allowed to take pictures. And every time I say, can you go in a wheelchair again? She will slap me. So I'm not allowed to remember her of that, okay? But it was the biggest thing for her to happen because this was karma of a past life in Second World War II. It's something she had to need to let go in order for her to be able to accomplish her mission. Now, we're going to work in a different way because we're going to use intention. We're going to use the Master Saint Germain. We're going to use angels. We're going to use ascended masters. We're going to use blessings, a lot of things that I did not learn from this Buddhist monk. And the difference between me and the Buddhist monk is the Buddhist monk found a way that he can cure many things, but it takes a lot of time to do so. You need to practice 4 hours a day in order to have that. The technique I've developed, you can do it 20 minutes a day. You can burn a lot of karma. And the original form is called Pong Yup. And Pong means in, Yup means out. So every time you breathe in, you are saying in your head, in the old way, Pong, and when you breathe out, you say Yup, but you're not saying it verbally. We changed that in order to respect his technique and for us others to be different. When we breathe in, we say Om. When we breathe out, we say Na. And the meaning of Om Na means it is done. It is so basically we're breathing in Om Na, Om Na, Om Na, and we're getting our own rhythm. And it is a magic formula when you're healing someone with Qigong. In Qigong, we say Hao La, Hao La, Hao La. Also, that means it is healed. Okay, so if you're doing working on the karma of a disease, let's say that you have a degenerated disc in your back and you want to heal that with karma burning, you can use Om Na or you can use Hao La. Both are the very same. We're using Om Na, and we have hundreds of people, thousands of people now using Om Na as the mantra. So when you have something called the 100 monkey syndrome, the more people doing Om Na, the more powerful it becomes. So we do the Om Na, but we start with an intent and then we breathe with Om Na. Here's important for the breathing. When you start breathing very fast, and I will demonstrate in a moment, we're going to practice in a moment. When you start breathing very fast, you may get dizzy. Okay, What do you do when you get dizzy? You keep breathing. You don't stop breathing. Many people will stop. No, dizziness means nothing else. Your brains are getting a lot of oxygen. You're not going to die. Trust me. You will be safe. Okay? Keep breathing. Then you may notice what we call tingling. You may feel tingling in your fingers. You may feel tingling around your mouth. That's also the effect of not too much oxygen. Your body is not accustomed to so much oxygen in your blood. And that's the tingling. What do? You keep breathing, always the same. You may feel pain in your liver or your spleen, also the effects of oxygen. What do? You keep breathing. As soon as you feel pain, you keep breathing, but now you focus your breathing on the pain. You may jump spontaneously in a past life. You may see images of a past life. What do? Keep breathing. Don't stay stuck in the past life. It might be beautiful. Go back to breathing. You may go into a trance. You may disappear. You may not hear anything anymore. As soon as you notice you're in a trance, come back and keep breathing. Let's see what else can happen. You may feel emotions come up. You may feel anger. You may feel fear. What do? Keep breathing. Do we get it? For all these problems, one solution, keep breathing. Now, the breath itself, preferably in and out through the nose. You may be wanting to breathe out through your mouth, that's fine, but you want to breathe in if possible through your nose, breathe out through your nose if possible. The second thing is you want to open your chest and close your chest. So I'm now using my shoulder. You can also use your hands. Open, close, breathe in, close, like this. You can do it with your hands just to exaggerate, to open the chest when you breathe in and close the chest. Breathe in, close the chest. So now we're gonna do one practice round, and I cannot hear you, so you don't have to worry. You can scream and yell, all is good, but you can hear me, but you cannot hear each other for now. So you're gonna breathe into the nose. Okay, let's start practicing. Come on, let's go. Stop. You guys are doing great. All right, so that's step number one. Now, we're gonna do it again. And some of you may need a tissue, some stuff may come out. Now, the second round is, you're gonna find that we didn't start yet, we're just practicing still. Now we're gonna do the same thing, but in our heads, when we breathe in, by the way, before you continue, with this breath, we have cured many people from cancer. Just remember that. From rheumatism, from allergies, from pain, from heart disease. With only the breath. The Charan Chano in Thailand, he has cured thousands and thousands of soldiers from post-traumatic stress in war in 3-4 hours. So it is something that we recommend you to practice with friends. If you're a coach, you can practice with people. It's very simple to do. It's not complicated, but keep doing it. Okay, so the second part is when we breathe in our head, we say Om. When we breathe out, we say Na. So, but you only do it in your head. So, and you want to get in your rhythm. Om Na, Om Na, Om Na, Om Na, Om Na. And let's go, breathe. Perfect. You guys are doing great. Now, the Omna is important because the Omna unites us. The Omna unites our intention. The Omna creates the collective of healing and burning karma. That's the whole thing. Okay, then we will start in a moment with the intention. Then we watch it's the video, it's 15 minutes, and then we start with the breathing. And then we're going to continue for 10, 15 minutes, as long as I will be testing how much time we need. I think between 10 and 15 minutes. Then we're going to do a guided meditation where you're going to go to the timeline where you are karma free, where you're living the life of your dreams, where you are living the life of your heart's desires. So before we go there, think for a moment, what kind of life would you desire? What kind of experience would you love to have? So we're going to bring you, and you're going to bring back that. Then when we come back, we will bring those frequencies to the here and now. We call that the download process. We're going to download the frequencies of that future into the now. And what I would recommend you to do, even if you just do it for 5 minutes, breathe very deep and fast, you jump to that future where you want to be, and then every time bring back those feelings in your body, bring back those frequencies in your body. And now you're becoming to two tuning forks starting to vibrate the same. And what you will notice in your life is the increase of synchronicity. Right now, I'm living in extreme synchronicity. Almost every day something happens that is a proof for me that I'm on the path of the timeline where I want to be. Every day is something is happening. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. And then we're gonna tap some points which are called the 5 elements. We will start with the movement. Let me show you what we're gonna do. We're gonna tap. I'm gonna show you this when we do. So let's do with me for a second. You're gonna make a fist and you're gonna just alternate like this. And we're gonna say certain things to integrate all of that. This is the fire element. And after the fire element, we're going to go to the earth element, and the earth element is under your left axilla. You're gonna be tapping here. This is the earth element. Okay, we're gonna be tapping there. And then we're gonna go to the metal, and this is the thumbs. You're just gonna be tapping your thumbs together like this. And after the thumbs, we go to the water element that's just under your clavicle. We're gonna be tapping here. And the last one here is gonna be your liver on the right side. Just under the rib cage, you're gonna be tapping on the liver. And then we're gonna balance the chakras. And balance the chakras is just this movement. That's all we're gonna do. And then we're gonna conclude. I'm gonna talk a little bit about channeling. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the course that we're doing. And then you're free then to decide if you wanna do this or not. But that I leave to the end, because then you're still integrating and still in your process. All right, and then we can answer some questions. Okay, so we're ready. Someone's mic is still on. Let me see. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, we're ready. Okay, now the intention, we're gonna do it in a specific way. And if you want to, if you never done the intention with me before, you may want to write it down, how we do the intention. This is a quantum intention. We're working with quantum science, which is different. Most people just visualize. So here's how we do the intention. You start with a sentence, and the sentence always begins the same. It begins always, even if I don't know how. That's the sentence, right? And then you fill in how to, and then you say it goes. For example, even if I don't know how to lose 10 kilos with grace, ease, and joy. Okay, so that's an intention. Even if I don't know how to become financially independent, that's an intention. Even if I don't know how to heal my body completely from this chronic problem, that's another intention. Even if I don't know how to open my heart more, to feel more love. Does everybody get it? So even if I don't know how to, and then you fill in your desires. And then the sentence continues, what I do know, it is so now, and I am fulfilled. Even if I don't know how, ... you fill in your desire. What I do know, it is so now, and I am fulfilled. What it means is now you're connecting to the quantum timeline where it's already happening, because in the quantum field, everything you desire from your heart is already created. You just need to connect with the timeline. So even if I don't know how to manifest these goals with, and what I do know, it is so now, and I am fulfilled. Fulfilled means I have created this, it is done. Okay, even if I don't know how to ... what I do know, it is so now, and I am fulfilled. And then you say, delete, delete, delete all beliefs. Or you can go very specific. I just say delete, delete all information that in any way blocks me from manifesting my goals with grace, ease, and joy. Delete, delete, delete all information that in any way blocks me from manifesting my goals with grace, ease, and joy. That's sentence number 2. Sentence number 3. Download, download, download in me all the resources. I normally would say from my quantum self, it's not important. Download, download, download in me all the resources that I need to create this with grace, ease, and joy, or to attract this with grace, ease, and joy, or to manifest this with grace, ease, and joy. Download, download, download in me all the resources that will support me to manifest my dreams with grace, ease, and joy, right? That's the 3rd sentence. The 4th sentence is a magical formula. So it is, so it will be, or so it shall be, or even better. This is the fine print. So it is, so it will be, or even better. Joy likes it even to say even much better. Okay, throw in a little bonus in there. I want only 2 million, but I won't complain if you give me 5. I'm fine with that, okay? So always open up for more. And last is just go to gratitude and say thank you, thank you, thank you. Then we have the formula completed. So I'm going to repeat it one more time. Even if I don't know how to, whatever that is, lose 10 kilos, be happy, attract my soulmate, what I do know, it is so now, and I am fulfilled. Delete, delete, delete all beliefs, all information, all conditioning, all past life, all events, all trauma, whatever you want, but everything that is stopping me to do this with grace, ease, and joy. And then download, download, download all the resources that will help me to manifest this with grace, ease, and joy. So it is, so it shall be, or even much better. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's our intention. Then we watch a 15-minute, and then we start with the breathing. Let me answer a few questions. Why do you always meet people who need help? I always support them and help them, and then they leave. Also, I'm alone. I should feel so free. Does this have to do with my karma? Yes, of course. You're meeting people who need help because you are afraid to ask for help. You think by giving to others that then you will receive. That's why people leave, because you need to learn that it's giving that's receiving. And you have to burn your karma on that. It's a big karma. Iris, we need to guide people through the events that are coming and stay in unconditional love. I totally agree. They think Thomas is an Asperger. In 2 weeks he'll be tested. He probably is. I was too. It's not a bad thing. It's just another of these stupid labels they put on people. So don't worry if he's Asperger's or not. Actually, the richest man on this planet, Elon Musk, is also Asperger. So we're in good company. I'm happy to be Asperger now. It gives me hope for the future.
Thank you very much.
Yes, our traditional medicine and food allergies karma. Traditional medicine is only karma if you become victim of it. So if you believe that the doctors are here to help you, it's a big karma. Food allergies can be family karma. So in my family, we had food allergies, and you can burn that as well. All this confirmation, yes, listen to you, burns a lot of karma too. Bathroom stop before this session. Are you still here, Julia? Where were you? I thought you went to the bathroom already. Okay. Okay, so anyone who needs to go to the toilet, I need to go to the toilet. Thank you for reminding me, Julie. We give you 2 minutes to go to the toilet. Okay, be fast, we'll be back. Thank you. All right, we're back. Yes, sometimes when you talk so much, you forget you're human. But thank God we have some people who are awake. I'll wait till more people are back. I can see we have a lot of empty rooms now. Okay. So much fun doing this together with you guys. Thank you so much for showing up. I'm very grateful to be able to share this with you. I 68, some people say, hey, I don't believe you're 68. Well, I have only one rule in life. I always ask one question: does this give me life force, or does this take life force away from me? And if it feels like it's taking what life force away from me, I don't go there. That's simple. If I feel I'm resisting some things, and sometimes I do, I ask myself the choice: do I want to do this? And if it's a yes, I have to find a way to make it pleasurable. Those are the important things in life. And the next thing is, and that's for me a very important one, can I have fun? Some people, when you tell me, Roy, can you be serious? I have sorry, my answer is no. Most people who die from seriositas. They're too serious in life. So I tell you, you don't want to be serious in life. Forget it. It's not worth it. Because being serious takes away your life force. So when you see serious people, here's, I'm going to give you a trick, something important that I've learned from another important guru, is you are never, never helpless. Whenever you see suffering, close your eyes and send love. Just send love. And this guru called this blessing. So if you come home and your partner is, let's say, agitated, whatever, first thing you do, go to a room and start sending love. Don't talk to your partner first. He might pull you down into the abyss, okay? Say, excuse me, I have to go to the toilet. I'll talk to you in 5 minutes. Go to the toilet for 5 minutes. Send love, send love, send your intention. And then you are in a higher consciousness level. Does it make sense? So if you go to work and you notice people are negative, close your eyes for a few minutes. It just take 3 to 5 minutes to practice elevated emotions. Everything will change. You will notice that people get out of the struggle much quicker if you keep sending them love. That's as simple as it is. All right. Okay, we're going to start with our intention. The one thing I forgot to tell you with the intention is when we close our eyes, I will ask you to roll your eyes up. The reason we roll our eyes up is that the brain immediately go into a relaxation mode called theta. If you're fanatic, there's another trick you can do is you can roll your tongue up too and touch your upper palate, because there is the reflex point of the pineal gland. That's only if you're fanatic and you said, I want to put everything in there, you can do it. But normally just rolling your eyes up is enough. And then we're gonna do the intention for burning all the karma and karmic links of the collective of the fear that is connected to us. So the karmic links, you see, we are being influenced if we know it or not. What we want is to create a bubble of energy that is positive energy. So we're going to de-link from the collective fear and we're going to reconnect with love. That's the first thing we're going to do. And then we're going to start with watching that. Now, if you have, we're going to burn a lot of karma, but you cannot burn all the karma at once. It just takes more time and more practice. So I will recommend you to continue burning karma, and at least for 10, 15 minutes a day. If you can do more, fine. If you have a chronic disease, do at least half an hour a day. Do it in bed. You can also do it before you go to sleep, but that's very important. Okay, we're gonna start with the intention. And if you're ready, you can close your eyes and take a deep breath in and relax, let it go. I'm gonna take 2 more deep breaths in just to feel our body now, to get out of our head, to feel our body. Taking out a deep breath in, hold for a few seconds and release and let go completely. Feel your breathing out, take another 1 deep more breath in. Hold and slowly release. Now you're back in contact with your body. I would like you now to imagine or to become aware that your lower chakra, your root chakra, is red and is pulsating a beautiful red color through all dimensions. And that through your legs, you have red energetic roots going through your legs, through your foot soles, deep into the earth. And imagine that they go all the way to the core of the earth and make a net, a kind of a net holding the earth's heart, the pulsating magma, the hot lava, and then all the, just don't pay attention to that. All the negative energy that you let go, all the lower vibrations of all the karma now on this planet, you allow Mother Earth to burn it in their fire. And then it sends back a green energy that comes way back all the way to your heart. Just imagine that the green energy is coming way back to your heart. And for that reason, you are now getting back the positive intention of whatever the negativity is going on. Everything that's happening right now has a positive intention. In your heart, you can understand the positive intention. The positive intention is that any challenge that we or the planet is going through is only to wake us up even more, for us to connect even more to our strength, to our courage, for us to even become more powerful, to stand up, to speak up, to take decisions that may not be popular. That's what the world is creating for us right now. To trust, even if we take a vaccination, that we trust our body is going to be well, that we know that our body is going to be well. So that's why we're going through this time now. Now, connect to your heart, and that's the 4th chakra, that's the color green, and connect your heart now to the heart of Mother Earth. so that the Mother Earth can send directly the green energy to your heart. And now go to your crown chakra and imagine also roots are coming out your crown chakra, but now the roots are going to a star in the middle of the multiverse. That star is a representation of your divine self. Now receive the unconditional love, the healing, the super high frequencies of your divine spark, your divine self, your highest self, your true self, your authentic self, your original self, your part of you that is godlike, and allow these golden energies, this sunlight, this starlight to come in through your crown chakra and also go directly to your heart. Your heart is the bridge between the 3D materialistic world and the 5D immaterial world, the wave form and the particle form. The first three chakras are connected to the particles form, to material form, materialistic forms. The upper chakras are now resonating with the quantum field, the quantum world. And see the heart as the bridge, two-way bridge, that your materialistic desires are now shown in your heart, and that your soul desires are shown in your heart. Both desires need to be met. You are living a life of experiencing as a spiritual being how it is to be a materialistic being and how to bring your light into this materialistic world. When you don't do so, you contribute to the darkness on the planet. When you do so, you are part of the solution. Now synchronize all the three centers, the star in the universe, your heart, and the heart of Gaia, Mother Earth, and all are beating as one. Allowing your body now to be filled with more healing energy, high frequencies of joy, of love, of respect, of gratitude, of bliss, of forgiveness. Allow your body to be filled with this, but also with lessons of Mother Earth, of gratitude for the food that we have, for the shelter that we have, for the life that we live. That's the gratitude of Earth. The gratitude of the quantum field is the gratitude for what is still coming. You are connecting now to the timeline where you're living your dream life. Imagine that you're already connected to your dream life. Imagine feeling intense gratitude for everything you're still to experience. Just imagine that and feel that gratitude for what's coming in your heart. Feel also the gratitude of the people in your future who are going to be grateful because of what you're doing on this planet. Imagine hundreds, maybe thousands, maybe millions of people who are grateful because you lived on this planet. Imagine how this has a ripple effect on generations to come by what you're giving in your words, in your teachings, in your wisdom. You're setting into motion more people to be connected to the divine light that you are. Feel that gratitude from all the people whose lives you will be touching in the future because you have chosen to become a servant of the light. You have chosen to serve the universe, and you have chosen for the universe to serve you. It works both ways. Nothing in the quantum field works one way. You give, you receive. You give more, you receive more. Everything you send out comes back. Just remember that every act of kindness is rewarded. If you notice it as or not, every blessing you give is rewarded if you notice it or not. So even if you don't know, roll up your eyes now and say with me, from these elevated emotions, feelings that you have of gratitude, of love and bliss, all of that. Now you roll up your eyes and say, even if I don't know how to burn all the karma that's holding me back to live the life of my dreams. What I do know, it is happening now, and I am fulfilled. I now delete, delete, delete all the information, all the beliefs, all the karma, all the entities, all the darkness, all the past life's karma, all the things that are still happening that influence me and lower my vibrations and prohibit me from creating the life I want with grace, ease, and joy. I now download in me all the resources, all the frequencies, all the empowering beliefs, all the love, all the forgiveness, all the resources of my quantum self that will help me to manifest this life of my heart dreams with grace, ease, and joy. It is so it will be, or even much better. Now go back to the gratitude that you're feeling coming from the future, gratitude for the life that you're creating, gratitude for the people you're going to be touching, gratitude from the people you're going to be touching, and the gratitude from the universe that is using you as a channel to bring light on this planet. And just then say thank you, thank you, thank you. And keep your eyes closed for a moment. And while you are now completely focusing on feeling that gratitude, relax your eyes. And what you do now is just feel the vibrations of your intention. In a moment, we're going to take 3 deep breaths, and each breath we're going to breathe out with an ah sound. Ah sound opens your heart and integrates your intention on a deep level. Breathe in and let out. Ah. Take another deep breath in. And here we go. When you're ready, put your hands on your heart. The last one, feel your heart as well. Breathe in. And here we go. All right. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And when you open your eyes, I'm going to ask you to watch in the middle of the screen. Just watch in the middle of the screen. Whatever happens, you're focused in the middle of the screen and just listen to the sounds. I will not be talking in between. I may be saying some things, but I want you to focus on the sounds. Turn on the sounds as loud as you possibly can, and just focus in the middle. We're opening out your consciousness to burn karma. Sorry, my mistake. Keep looking in the middle, knowing that you're being prepared now to burn all karma holding you back. The karma of past lives. Hear the beats of your heart. You already start now to release karma, past life, this life. Open your heart. Keep your eyes open, no matter what. Focus in the middle. Open your heart even more. Imagine you can open your heart for unconditional love. Imagine your DNA is now vibrating. Your soul is being healed right now from pain and suffering. Let go, let go. Your pain and suffering, let it go. All the fears of this planet, all the cruelty, let it go. All the injustice, let it go. The fear of suffering, sacrifice, guilt, shame, let it go. The fear of COVID, let it go. Vaccinations, fear of vaccinations, let it go. Keep looking at the screen. Take a deep breath in and open up your heart even more. And now close your eyes. Go inside now. Breathe in and out slowly. Slowly breathing in and out. Start now to imagine how it is to live a life of your dreams. You are now in a beautiful pyramid, golden pyramid, transparent golden pyramid. The point is upwards. Your eyes are closed. And there's a double pyramid with the top pointing down. And these two pyramids are overlapping. The upper pyramid is spinning in one direction. The lower pyramid is spinning in the other direction, creating a vacuum to remove all karma, all lower frequencies, and bring in love. So one pyramid, the lower one, is removing darkness, heavy karma. The upper pyramid is bringing in unconditional love, forgiveness, letting go, all the karmic cords with what's happening on the planet right now are being cut, totally being cut. In the pyramid now, we are inviting the Master Saint Germain to lighten the fire, to burn karma, ultraviolet flame. You are now in the ultraviolet flame, and it feels good because it is not hot. Feel now how your frequencies are being elevated to the next level. Your DNA is being elevated to the next level of burning karma, letting go. We invite now angels and light beings to assist you in this process. The Archangel Michael is here with a blue flaming sword, cutting all the karmic links with the collective fears, the fears caused now by the social media, by the news, by the doctors, by the governments, by lockdowns, by wearing masks, by the 5G being rolled out, by the Great Reset, the restrictions, the shedding, the rejection, the loss of privacy, the fear for the future generations, the fear of misinformation, the fear of doctors, the fears of conspiracy, the fear of not knowing who you can trust. Let them burn, all this karma, let them burn, let them go. You are much more powerful, and all these light beings now are sending you light, sending you love, creating a circle of light around you. Now invite in that circle all the people who caused you pain or suffering, including your parents, including your ex-partners, including maybe your children, including people who maybe have gone now to the other side. Bring all the people in that caused you pain or suffering. We're going to burn this karma together and bring in all the people who suffered from you, suffered from your choices, felt pain and suffering by the actions you took. Bring them into this circle as well. And now bring in your ancestors, of which you have inherited karma. Bring in all your ancestors that are supporting you and wanting you to become as powerful as you can be, the best version of yourself. Invite now all the other beings that are here to assist you, beings you may not know, beings that are from other dimensions. Maybe it's your spiritual family where you come from. Maybe it's something else. Just invite them in. And in a moment, we're going to start with our Om Na breathing. And we're going to count from 1 to 3. And we're going to start with breathing Om Na. Om Na. 1, 2, 3. Start and make the toes movement. Breathe in and out. Keep going as fast as you can, as deep as you can. Whatever happened, keep going. Om Na in your head. Breathe in and out through your nose as fast as you can. Keep going. Om Na, Om Na, Om Na, Om Na. Keep breathing. Keep going as fast as you can. Keep going. Om Na, Om Na, Om Na, Om Na, Om Na. Keep breathing in and out. Allow all the fears to come out. Burn those fears. Burn those collective fears. All the karmic cords that are keeping you imprisoned to the fears of the collective, of this world, are now being burned. Release them. Keep going. Om Na, Om Na. Keep breathing deeply in and out. Keep breathing and keep burning the karma from the past. Keep going in and out as strong and fast as you can. Breathe in and out. Om Na, Om Na. Keep burning the fears that maybe are not your fears. Maybe they're the fears of your partners, of your children, of your friends, of your parents, of the collective, of people you know, your colleagues. Burn them. They have influenced you, if you are afraid or not, if you believe you're afraid or not. Keep going. Om Na. Breathe as fast as you can. Even if you get dizzy, even if you feel tingling in your hands, around your mouth, you feel pain, you feel emotions. Keep going. This is worth it. This is why you're here, to burn this karma. Keep going, keep breathing in and out. Om Na, Om Na. Now bring up your anger. Feel the anger you're connected to. Feel all the suffering, all the injustice, all the guilt, all the shame, all the sacrifice, all the suffering, all the aggression, all the sarcasm. Breathe it in and out. Om Na, Om Na. Breathe it in and out, deep in and out. Keep going in and out. Bring up all this aggression, all the anger. Bring it up, burn it, send it to the earth. Allow the pyramids to take it out of your body, to remove the disease of anger, remove the disease of aggression, remove the disease of guilt, remove the disease of feeling ashamed, of having to sacrifice to get love, all the hard work, all the fears, all the worries, all the insecurities, all the low self-esteem. Breathe it out. Keep going. We only have 5 more minutes to go. Keep breathing in and out, Keep breathing in and out. Om Na, Om Na, Om Na, Om Na, Om Na. Remember all the times you were angry and upset with the lockdown, with the rules, with all the bullshit, all the injustice, all the stupidity, all the people being afraid, trying to talk you into more fear. Breathe it in and out. Breathe it all out. Burn the karma of the past lives. Burn the suffering. The same thing happened at the end of the Roman time. We are going through the same cycle of 2,000 years ago. Breathe out the heaviness. Burn the heavy karma. In and out. Om Na, Om Na, Om Na, Om Na. Keep going. You can do this. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. They're trying to stop you. They're trying to keep you in prison, in fear, but you're not going there. You're not accepted. You're going for love. Breathe out all the fear, all the anger, all the injustice. Om Na, Om Na. Keep breathing fast. Deep in and out. Om Na, Om Na. Breathe through the pain, through the fear. Breathe through everything. Keep breathing. Keep going. Om Na, Om Na, Om Na. Deep in and out. Fast. Deep in and out. You can do this. Come on. Keep going. Do not become slow now. Do not become lazy. We only got 3 more minutes to go. Keep going. Om Na, Om Na, Om Na. Breathe deep in and out. You can do this. You have the power. Do this. Keep going. In and out. Om Na, Om Na, Om Na. Only 3 minutes to go. Come on, we can do this. Om Na, Om Na. Breathe in and out. Om Na, Om Na. In and out. Deeper. In and out. Here we go. All the last parts of the anger, get them out. Forgive, let go. All the pain and suffering caused by the ridiculousness that's happening now on the planet. Keep breathing in and out, deep in and out. Om Na, Om Na. Keep going. Come on, move the body, open the chest, in and out. Om Na, deep in and out. You can do this. Only 2 more minutes to go. You can do this. Keep breathing. Keep going. Let go of all the conflict. Come on, you can get out of that. Get out of the mass hypnosis. all of the untruths, the misinformation, the taking away of your freedom, the discrimination. Take that all out, breathe out the heavy negative karmic energy, all the bombardment with low energies, breathe them out, in and out. Om Na, Om Na, Om Na, Om Na. 1.5 minutes to go. You can do this. Keep going. Om Na, Om Na. Deep in and out, through the nose, deep in and out. Guys, we're almost there. Keep breathing, keep going, keep going, keep breathing out all fears, all emotions, all the worries, all insecurity, all your frustration, all your depression, all your sadness, all your depression, everything that brings you down, your worries, your conflicts, your anger, your triggers, the people who trigger you. Breathe in and out, deeply in and out. Only 30 seconds to go. You can do this. Keep breathing in and out, in and out. We can do this, in and out. Here we go. And now start to breathe in deeper. The last minute is happening now. Deeper in and out, faster. A sprint. Om Na, Om Na. All the residues that's still left. Breathe it out. You can do this. Breathe it out. Fast in and out. We're almost there. Come on, breathe in and out. Keep going, going, go. We can do this. Go, go, go. Keep breathing, deep in and out. Om Na, Om Na. Almost there. Om Na. The last parts of the fears. We are burning all the connection with all the fears of the collective. Everything. Get it out. Burn it. The last 20 seconds. Come on. Om Na. Om Na. You can do this. Keep your eyes closed. Keep going. Om Na. Om Na. Om Na. Om Na. Now we're going to take last 3 deep breaths in and out. Breathe in and completely let go. Another deep breath in, and now we do the ah sounds. Breathe in. Ah. You can open your eyes if you want to. And another deep breath in. Look at the circle. And the last one, breathe it in. When you're ready, close your eyes again and start to relax now. Just relax completely, nice in and out. Feel completely relaxed. You're still in the double pyramid. Now it's time for you to receive the rest of your healing. The Archangel Michael has cut all the karmic links that you have with the collective mind, all the karmic links you have with people from the past. Feel the vibrations in your body and breathe in nice and slowly, in and out. And now we are reconnecting to a new connection. We are going to now, quiet, we are now connecting collective of love. Someone has to Can someone switch off the mute button, please? Thank you.
Oh.
Okay, one moment, let me find. You can keep your eyes closed. I'm going to continue in a second. Once I find who has the microphone on. Must be.
Per un uomo, un delitto, imprima TV assoluta, I misteri di Belinda, domani sera, 21:10.
Ma deve essere stasera.
Marie, shut up, your phone's on.
In prime time ogni lunedì e venerdì e in daytime da lunedì a venerdì alle 16:40.
One of my Italian friends, your mic is on. Please switch it off.
live alle 12:30 in seconda serata sulla 5, sempre connessi con la casa con Mediaset Infinity. Grande Fratello VIP, ogni lunedì e venerdì in prima serata su canale.
It's Mara Bramante. Please turn off your
Sei abbastanza nervosa.
microphone, please.
Marie-Françoise, please close your mic.
Andiamo di sopra e vediamo. Dovete solo sistemare le cose con Audi.
Okay. One second. Where is she?
Posso aiutare? Un'altra bottiglia?
It's not me. It's not me. My microphone is off. I just turned it on to see it's not me.
Come vuole.
Ja, ik weet het,
Qualcuno-
Veronique, maar ik kan die persoon niet vinden.
Qualcuno in italiano può spegnere il televisore, per favore, e il microfono, grazie. È in italiano, grazie.
Okay.
Magari.
Interesting. Okay,
Dovrei dirle che
what we're gonna do, this is part of the karma burning.
No,
And
questa è una
Roy, you can mute everybody. So
I know, but you need to find them. I found
Roy,
them.
nee, je hoeft hem niet te vinden, Roy. Je kan bovenaan, kun je zeggen mute all.
Ja, weet ik. I know. Okay, I couldn't find the person. That was the problem. Okay, guys, take a deep breath in again. Close your eyes and now go to your heart. In your heart now, feel that there's so much love inside of you. Feel that. Many people now are talking about Christ consciousness. It is not Christ that is the consciousness. It is unconditional love that's the consciousness. Your Christ consciousness is who you are. You are a divine spark. And Christ was one of the people who knew that he was a divine spark, and he passed that knowledge to all of us. In order to have this experience, to discover who you are not, you need to remember who you are. So when you're ready, imagine now a life that you are living, where you are living to dream of your heart, where you are connected to that love that you are. Feel that. How would your life be? No matter if you have a lot of money or not, no matter if you're healthy or not, no matter if everything is going well or not, that all will come. But the only question you're asking yourself now, how much love can I feel? How much love can I be? When I am that much love, what will be different? So if you would imagine now a situation that would trigger you in the now, but you're now completely connected to the divine love that you are, how would you be different in that situation? How would you respond different in that situation? Just imagine that. What are the situations that triggers you? If every day again, you can imagine being pure love, if you can imagine living from that love, then you will start noticing that around you, you're creating a life that your heart really loves. You're creating a life where you're attracting positive people, people that love you for who you are, people that respect you, people that appreciate you. But it's not important to you because you respect everyone. You appreciate everyone. How would it be for you if you start to manifest also the luxury level that you want to experience? What would you want to have? What do you want to experience in your life in materialistic way? How do you want your lifestyle to be? And now comes the most important question. What do you want to give back? Many people have created beautiful lives, but they don't know how to give back. Many people give a lot, but they don't know how to receive. So open your heart to receive more so you can give back more. How would your life be if you can give more love, but maybe also more money, whatever it is, more time? What kind of life would that be if for you it's important to be financially independent, what would you be doing with your time? How would you make a difference? What kind of legacy would you want to leave behind on this planet? What is it that you came to do on your way to become the best version of yourself? Now imagine you're living that life right now. Imagine that you are that person right now. Imagine now for a moment that you can be sitting in a beautiful place and you can now have a conversation with the best version of you in the future. And you could ask the best version of you in the future, if there was a message for you, what message would that be right now? What kind of message would you receive? What would you need to do different? What would you need to believe? What are you not seeing right now? And how can you make the next best step moving forward? What would that next best step be? And allow that to come to you. And open yourself up to know that your future self is now in communication with you. Even if you don't get an answer now, the answer will come. And when the answer comes, you will feel it in your body. It will be an undeniable sign that you are getting a message from your future. How would that be? Yes. Now, if you're going to live a life with grace, ease, and joy, what are the things you're not doing anymore? How can you change being a perfectionist, working hard, sacrifice, suffering, feeling guilt, shame, anger, and fear? What if you let all of that go and you choose to step into Aquarius, where all is possible, even if you don't know how, where you can live a life with grace, ease, and joy? Now, connect to all the people that you have made a difference in their life in the future. Imagine their gratitude. Imagine that. Bring that gratitude into your system. Feel those frequencies and allow those frequencies even to make you stronger. How would it be? Exactly. And now, in a moment when we return to here and now, you're going to bring all these frequencies back into the now. And know that you can trust your future self. Know that you can trust your higher self. Know that you can trust your intuition. Know you can trust your heart. So when we can return here, we're going to bring back the trust from our future, the unshakable faith that in our intuition, to stop sabotaging ourselves, but to move forward, even if we don't know everything yet, but we know our hearts. At the count of 3, you're going to bring all of this back into your body here and now. 1, 2, 3. Feel now this vibration in your body. And we're going to breathe them in, slowly in and out. Breathe in and out. All of these vibrations in your body. Feel that. So nice to feel this way. In a moment, we're going to come back to here and now. We're going to take 3 deep breaths in. And we're going to be completely back in the here and now. Breathe in. Release with an ah sound. Ah. Breathe in again, deeply in. And release even harder now. Ah. One more deep breath in. When you're ready, breathe it in. Put your hands on your heart. And now imagine that from your future self, you now have awakened in you the resources to move forward. the resources to be fearless, the resources to forgive and let go. And now repeat with me, while in your imagination, you're still in the pyramid, you're looking at all the people who caused you pain and suffering, and you say, I forgive you. I forgive you for the pain and suffering you caused me. I forgive you for all what I've blamed you. I forgive you. I now know that you were part of my movie. I now know that you played your role exactly as the way I've written in my script. I've created this pain and suffering because I was in lower frequencies. It is me who needs to be forgiven. I ask you forgiveness for the pain and suffering I've caused you. In my ignorance, I've taken actions that may have caused you pain and suffering. I ask you for forgiveness. And even though I have been playing the role in your script that I had to play, but it was never my intention to cause you pain and suffering, I now ask for forgiveness of all of those who have caused pain and suffering. And I forgive myself for being ignorant. I forgive myself for not knowing. I forgive myself for being stuck in patterns. I forgive myself for judging others. I forgive myself for not being in my power. I forgive myself for repeating the same mistakes over and over again. I forgive myself for feeling powerless. I forgive myself for not knowing I am the light. I forgive myself for not knowing that I have much more power. I now accept the forgiveness. I now claim my freedom back. And I give everyone from whom I took the freedom back. I take now back all the parts of my soul, the fragments of my soul that are not with me right now. I command them to return. And I send back all soul fragments that are not mine back to the soul they belong to. I claim my freedom back. And I give everyone the freedom back that I took away. I now declare with all the powers in me that the past remains in the past and the past has no effect anymore on me. I now have cut with the help of Saint Germain, the help of the angels, including Michael, and with my intention, I've cut all the karmic cords. And I now reconnect to everyone from heart to heart. Only love binds us. And I wish upon everyone in my inner and outer circles the best possible life that they can have. The same I wish upon me. I am now ready to step into the life of my heart, to keep forgiving, to keep letting go until I've mastered all the karma, until I live from the light, until I am the light, until I am the love. And I am unstoppable to become that love, that I do know. I may fail, I may fall down, I may stop, but I will always return to my path to find my true power. That's who I am. Take a deep breath in. Let go. Take another deep breath in. Let go. Last one. Breathe in and let go. Stretch out, open your eyes, and say yes to your light. And now we immediately start with our 5 elements. Say, I love and accept myself, even if parts of me are still in doubt of if all my karma is burned. I repeat, I love and accept myself, even if still are parts of me that are in doubt of if all my karma is burned. And I love and accept myself, even if all my parts completely know that all my karma is burned and I'm free now, free to be me, free to create the life of my dreams. Take a deep breath in. Now we move to the left axilla and you say, I love and accept myself, even when I was believing that I was not worthy of having a great life. I love and accept myself, even if I believe that I had to suffer and had to live a hard life. I had to struggle. I love and accept myself, even if I believed that karma was sacrifice and that I was being punished. I love and accept myself, even when I believe that I did not deserve to have a great life. I did not deserve to be financially independent. I did not deserve to be healthy. I did not deserve to have a great relationship. I did not deserve to be as spiritual as I want to be. All of that is the past, because now I know not only that I deserve all of my heart's desires, but that all my heart's desires are already created in a timeline in the future. And all I have to do is keep releasing all the low frequencies. So I keep attracting every day more and more that life that my heart's desire. So it is, so it shall be, or even better. Take a deep breath in. And now we go to the tongue. And now we say, I love and accept myself with all the sadness, all the grief, all the suffering and pain I have endured that was part of my life and that I was stuck into for periods of time where I did not have the tools or I did not know how to return to the joy that I am. I now let go to need to suffer, because now I know that I don't need to suffer anymore. I can choose to be happy, even though I may forget, even though it may be difficult, but I know that sooner or later I will find out a way that I will own my happiness, I will own my joy, I will own gratitude, I will own to create a life with grace, ease, and joy, because I will be unstoppable on my path until I've created that life that I so desire and the life that I've claimed back. Take a deep breath in, completely let go. And now we go to the chest. I love and accept myself with all the fears that are mine, fears that are not mine, fears that I picked up from my ancestors, fears I picked up from my parents and my mother, fears that I picked up from the collective, fears that I had myself, fears of being vaccinated, fears of COVID, fears of losing my freedom, fears of not being accepted, fears of being discriminated. All the fears that I have that I burned now in this karma burning session are part of my past. I now choose to be in my courage. I now choose to have unshakable faith. I now choose to be unstoppable on my way to become the best version of myself. I know that in this life, I'm able and ready to create the life that I deserve, and I will not stop until I have all the courage to keep going, because I know there's only one purpose of this life, and that's to become the best version of me. And my best version of me is fearless, is shameless, and is powerful, is pure love, is pure light. And I already know that's who I am. And I will keep working on my human side until my light side has won. Take a deep breath in. And now you go to the right side, to the liver, under the rib cage, and stop tapping there. And you say, I now realize how angry I am with all the injustice on this planet. I'm angry with the lockdowns. I'm angry with COVID-19. I'm angry with all the consequence. I'm angry with the people who are trying to force me to do things that I don't want to do. I'm angry with wearing all these masks. I'm angry with the social distancing. I'm angry with so many things of this time. But now I realize I was angry before. I've been angry probably all of my life, angry on the injustice, angry the way people treat each other, angry for the lack of love that people have, angry for all the negativity, angry for all the people abusing other people, angry for all the people who take but don't give back. I now know that my anger doesn't serve me anymore. My anger is now just an excuse. My anger is a sacrifice of my health, a sacrifice of my well-being. I am now done being angry. I am now ready to step back into my joy. I forgive myself for being angry so long. I forgive myself for not seeing before that I am much more powerful than my anger. I forgive myself for not knowing that I am divine. I forgive myself to believe that other people can make me angry. I forgive myself for not taking the responsibility to choose for my happiness and do all the work necessary for me to release my anger and to step back into my power of loving unconditionally. I forgive myself for believing that the people who were unjust to me, the people who caused me pain and suffering, were mirrors for me, because I am the one who allowed them to cause me pain and suffering. From now on, I take full responsibility for my state of being. I am responsible for how I feel, and I now can choose to be happy anytime I decide so. Take a deep breath in. Now we do the last part, the crown heart integration. And you can close your eyes for a moment and you say, I am love. Breathe it in and out. I am love. Breathe it in and out. I am love. Feel that you're breathing out the love that you are. The love is around you. The love is in your auric field. Just breathe it in. Let it remind you that you are divine love. Let it remind you that you're divine being. And now say, I am light. I am light. When you say I am light, and keep repeating that inside of you while I'm talking, it means that you're waveform. I am light means that you're 5-dimensional form. That is light. When you say I am love, we're going to say that now. I am love. That is also the 5-dimensional part of ourselves. Now say I am immortal. That's also the 5-dimensional part of ourselves. I am immortal. I am infinite. I am infinite. Now we're going to repeat one by one. I am love. Breathe it in and out. I am light. Breathe it in and out. I am infinite. Breathe it in and out. I am immortal. Breathe it in and out. And then put your hands on your heart. And now I'm calling upon all the masters to bless each one of you with a life filled with love and prosperity. May you live long and prosper. May you enjoy your power of love. May you share your love in new ways. May you share your love with those that are not ready to receive it. May you share your love with those that are rejecting it. May you share your love with those that need it. And may you share your love with those that you love. And may you share your love with everyone by blessing the planet every time you see suffering, by blessing people that you see struggling, by blessing yourself all the time. The more you bless, the more blessings you will receive. So note that you are now blessed with the power of blessing, that when you wish upon another, or what you wish upon yourself, that is considered to be a blessing. Feel that vibration now in your heart, the love in your heart. Feel it vibrating in your DNA. Feel it vibrating in every cell of your body. Feel that right now. Feel how that is. And now you say, so it is, so it shall be, or even much better. Take a deep breath in. Open your eyes, stretch out and say yes. And welcome back. Wow, we did 3 hours, guys. You made me proud. You kept going with me. I am so impressed. I am so impressed by you. I'm so happy you stayed here for my birthday. I'm an old man now, and we love every time we get a little bit of attention. So I thank you for being with me now. And here's my request for you. I have 2 things that I request of you. One is for you to see if you want to tell more people about this video. This is a little workshop. You can share it to that. And the last thing I want to tell you, and I'm not gonna do some sort of sales talk right now. We are very focused on getting people into our channeling course. That is the biggest thing I've ever done, because this is the one thing I want to tell you, that through channeling, we can find the people who can channel the technology to create on this planet free energy and much more. It takes a special kind of people. It has nothing to do with your studies. It has to do with the type of brain you have and with what channel is open. We need 5,000 people to find 10 good people. Now, everyone who learned to channel will have the skill set to be more connected with your higher self, your quantum self, and many, many other different parts of the quantum field. But in the 5,000 people, we'll find the ones that have an agreement with Nikola Tesla to help him to bring back his invention to this world. And so there's a link that you can get, and we will send you this link as well. Look at it. If it's something for you, it only costs 300 euros right now. It's not a lot of money. If it's too much, you can send us an email. We'll find a way for you to pay it in installments. But if you're not trained in channeling now, this is your chance. Check it out. And if it's something for you, do it. And you never know. And you can become an affiliate, meaning if you bring in other people, you get 35%. So with 3 other people, you have your training for free. And this way we can help each other and benefit each other. Now, beautiful people, it's time for me to go drink my champagne. I'm going to continue celebrating. And I just want to thank you. I'm so happy you guys were here. And I hope to see you again in the near future. I hope to see you in the channeling course and another Facebook Live. Until then, be well, enjoy your life, and have a great night. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Roy.
Thank you
Yes,
so
thank you all.
Thank you, Roy.
Bye,
Thank you.
Buon
Thank you,
compleanno,
Roy.
Roy.
Thank you,
Bye.
Roy.
Thank you.
Hello.
Bye.
Happy birthday
Bye.
Oh,
to you.
Thank you.
bye, bye, my friend.
Bye.